What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical average American here today to react and learn about 10 scary Toronto urban legends that I guarantee you I have never heard of before. Now, the United States, we certainly have our fair share of urban legends. The only one that comes to me now is that Elvis faked his own death to avoid the mafia coming after him. But today we're focusing on Toronto, not Elvis, and kind of things that are scary, haunted, maybe bizarre things in Toronto that have urban legends associated with them. So honestly, if you live near or in Toronto, you might even recognize some of these places. So honestly, this just sounds super entertaining and interesting to me. So with that being said, let's take a look at the scary Toronto urban legends.
Coming in at number 10, we have the ghost of Old Finch Road. Ah, the Old Finch Road.
I mean, with a name like Old Finch Road, that's scary. That sounds like a haunted road. It doesn't help that they have this little picture behind her. Is that the road? Is it this rickety, scary bridge that has to be at nighttime?
This road divides residential Scarborough and the forest, already very spooky, and it's located near the Toronto Zoo. According to frequenters of the road...
Oh yeah, I mean, look at this bridge. Just look at it. Haunted! I don't even have to hear anymore.
A girl named Sue or Susie, located near the Toronto Zoo. According to frequenters of the road, a girl named Sue or Susie died near a bridge on the Old Finch Road on her birthday.
Oh.
Bad luck for Susie. People often go to the stretch and sing happy birthday in order to provoke the ghost of Susie.
No. I almost burst into song. I was so upset. No! You can't be, no. If you're going to this bridge in the middle of the night singing happy birthday to taunt ghosts, you get whatever's coming to you.
Who's said to cry or shriek when she hears the song. The legend is supported by
God.
local graffiti in the area. The words happy birthday are spray painted onto a nearby rock.
Oh my gosh, this is scary. This one's like genuinely scary. I'm sure it's like fun for locals and for kids, those teenagers who want to go have some fun with the haunted bridge, but not me, not me.
Local newspapers don't seem to reflect any girl named Susie being killed on her birthday in the area, but the location has been a hotspot for crime over the years. Despite the lack of archive evidence, anyone who frequents the area will tell you about the crazy moans and screams they hear along the road at night. However,
What? Wait, what? This is all supposed to be kind of fun and games, haha! You know, there's Tyler making a video about urban legends. Oh, silly. People are calling in, like reporting moans and screams at night around this area. That's too real. This got too real. This is too scary.
there may be a logical explanation. The proximity to the zoo. When agitated,
the
the
zoo.
fowl have been known to emit a foul noise. Is the ghost of Susie just a particularly angry peacock?
Is it the ghost of Susie or a peacock? Hard to say, but I don't want to find out.
Toronto has its very own Nessie at number 9. We have the Serpent of Lake Ontario.
Okay.
Is there a snake in the lake?
Oh.
Maybe. This is possible according to legend anyway. Back when Toronto was called
What?
York and Canada wasn't called Canada, settlers noticed something going on in Lake Ontario.
Really?
Sure enough, they consulted the
What is it? Wait, what is this? That's either the Serpent of Lake Ontario or a bunch of tires that somehow have randomly floating in a chain. It's either a deadly serpent or tires. Can't tell.
Seneca and legends told of a huge beast. This beast was called Gassian Dether and was said to live at the depths of the lake.
What is this photo? Wait, what are these photos? Are these like artists' renderings or real photos? Because that looks like a sea monster.
According to the Seneca, the serpent could shoot fire from its mouth. As the 1800s progressed and the city eventually became Toronto developed, more reports of a huge 30-foot snake in the lake just kept on surfacing.
What? Look at this picture. Oh my gosh. That's definitely a real picture right there. The Serpent of Lake Ontario popped up and was like, hello, I'm the serpent. Take a photo. Thank you. Goodbye. I don't know how else we ended up with this photo. Okay, I lost my train of thought.
Developed. More reports of a huge 30-foot snake in the lake just kept on surfacing.
Right, there's reports. Like, that's kind of interesting. How there's reports after reports, like, people actually seeing something. More than one person independently seeing something that is like a giant serpent. That's interesting that that happened.
It seems old Snakey in the Lakey liked to swim. He was also spotted in Kingston, Ontario, leading to popular legends of Kinksty. Many cryptozoologists think the lake monster could be some kind of old dinosaur, a large long-necked marine reptile. The last time
There's a dinosaur? In Lake Ontario? Is that any better? This is a good urban legend. This is a quality urban legend right here. Just enough truth to it to keep you wondering.
Someone spotted old Snaky Gassy was in the late 1960s. Is he still out there? Coming into number 8, we have the mystery of the whale bones. The whale bones of Lake Ontario have caused a lot of mystery and debate.
The whale bones, not a whale, the whale bones of Lake Ontario.
Sparked their own urban legends. Basically, in 1987, construction on the Harbourfront streetcar terminal began, and an 11,000-year-old whale vertebrae was unearthed.
No way! Why is this an urban legend? This just seems like a cool sort of archaeological discovery. Are whales like... Okay, is it how did a whale end up in the lake? Is that the question?
This led to many considering the possibility that whales had swum in Lake Ontario, although geologists, zoologists, and scientists alike didn't think that happened. If they didn't know, how did the bones come to be in that area by the lake?
How is there a whale spine there, then? I don't know. That's a good question.
Some think they came from an old exhibited whale carcass at the Fairmont Royal York Hotel. When the whale became too degraded to show, portions were disposed of in the lake. Now,
I was actually thinking something like that. Maybe even back in the day, people got bored, you know, start lugging around whale carcasses just to have something to chat about. And eventually, you want to get rid of it, toss it in the lake. There you go. Whale spine in the lake. I think we solved it.
Now, DNA testing on the bone may lend credence to this theory. The bone turned out to be just a few hundred years old, not thousands. Its placement in the lake, however, is still up for debate and a cause of great mystery. Coming into number 7, we have the ghosts of Casa Loma. Ghosts just love haunting a castle, don't they?
Yeah, okay, ghosts. So we have ghosts. Casa Loma, that's in Toronto, I believe, a castle?
Casa Loma is a relatively new castle built in 1914 as a Gothic revival mansion by Sir Henry Pallett. The castle-style mansion is said to be haunted by a number of ghosts. Firstly, by Mr. and Mrs. Pallett themselves, the original owners, who were turfed out when they could no longer afford the upkeep.
I was gonna say, if the original owners are ghosts haunting the castle, don't ghosts usually have to have a grievance or something? Their grievance is they couldn't afford the upkeep? That's kind of, I don't know, that's a bit of spoiled behavior. You know, come on. You're really haunting the castle because you couldn't afford for someone to mow your grass.
Mrs. Pallett themselves, the original owners, who were turfed out when they could no longer afford the upkeep. The most cited ghost, however, is a lady in white. She's been spotted all over the building. The White Lady is someone we believe to have been a maid who worked in the castle in its early days of operation. Now, this was around the time when Toronto was plagued with an influenza that killed 60,000 people. Casa Loma is frequently visited by ghost tourists and puts on a banging Halloween spooky house event.
Oh, that's actually cool. Yeah, I like, you know, this one sounds a bit touristy. It's a fun story that the Casa Loma has ghosts. It probably gets more people to come and visit it, in contrast to that bridge at the beginning, where it's like, no one should be visiting that thing. We got shrieking sounds, maybe peacocks, but let's not get into all that right now. Casa Loma, and they even turn it into a Halloween party, sort of. So there you go.
Gotta go there. Coming into number 6, we have the tunnel monsters of Cabbagetown. Cabbagetown is a pretty cool area slightly east of downtown Toronto.
Cabbagetown, never heard of it. And we are talking about tunnel monsters, did she say? Tunnel monster, okay.
Downtown Toronto. You can get a good curry near Cabbagetown, although there might be more than this neighborhood of the six than meets the eye. In March 1979, 51-year-old Ernest was looking for his lost cat along his Parliament Street neighborhood.
No.
His search led him to a tunnel opening. Now, as he wiggled in the tunnel, flashlight in hand, he saw something that truly tested his beliefs.
Tunnel
his
monster.
light illuminated a furry, monkey-looking creature with orangey red eyes and large teeth.
Furry monkey? I like how much detail this story has. This is a good urban legend. Went looking for his cat in Cabbagetown, ended up in a tunnel with a dancing monkey with glowing eyes, casting a big shadow. Okay.
He described the thing as being 3 feet tall with the ability to speak.
What? That is not at all what I expected. At that point, is it even like a scary urban legend, or is it like, maybe you can talk? It's only 3 feet, not too scary. It could just be a monkey at that point. They're not very tall. It can talk. Perhaps grant wishes as well? Is that part of this?
The creature hissed and told him to go away before it ran off down a tunnel. Ernest then spoke to a journalist at The Sun and said the entrance of the tunnel was in a sewage system that runs under the subway. Being a big local news publication, a lot of people read the article and were very intrigued by the sound of the tunnel monster.
It's not even so much of a monster as a little tunnel gremlin at best. Little gremlin at best. 3 feet tall, come on.
Many people even went out to look for it. Now, despite the press coverage, nobody's ever managed to spot the creature. That being said, the description of the cat...
Like, look at the artist's depiction of it. Are you really... What? I mean, if you woke up at 2 a.m. and this was staring at you across the bedroom, that's one thing. That's scary. But just encountering this, like, in Cabbagetown, just be like, hello, monster. Have a good day.
Cabbagetown monster is similar to that of the Memagwesi, a small water spirit according to Algonquin mythology.
Okay.
Could Ernest have been seeing one of those critters, and do they still live in the sewers of the city? Coming into number 5, we have the Toronto aerial jellyfish. There might be something going on in the skies of Toronto. In 2012...
Aerial jellyfish? Aerial jellyfish, I heard it right. Like flying jellyfish?
Atmospheric jellyfish were spotted hovering over the city. Now, atmospheric jellyfish are UFO sensations.
What is it? I've never heard of this. This is a sensation? A UFO sensation? I've never heard of it. Is this a Canadian thing? The Canadian flying jellyfish? This is intriguing and random.
Been spotted before in China, the Netherlands, Norway, and recently in Toronto, Canada. An eyewitness reported the sighting. They said the thing came down from above the clouds slowly, descending for about a minute before I began filming. The details are actually kind of sketchy, but I don't know, maybe he did see something.
These jellyfish have been spotted in several countries? Jellyfish. Flying around the skies. Okay. This isn't even an urban legend. This just sounds like there's flying jellyfish that we need to be made aware of.
Canada's best documented UFO sighting was over a lake in Nova Scotia in the 1960s. Coming into number 4, we have the cookie ghost of Christie Mansion.
The cookie ghost. This is good. Okay, this is a good title.
The Christie family were well known in Toronto, with Christie Street named after biscuit maker William Mellis Christie. He was a self-made entrepreneur who revolutionized the Canadian biscuit industry. When he died, he left his cookie business and his assets to his son, who took up residence in the family mansion, the Christie Mansion near Queen's Park. It seems that Christie Jr., Robert Christie, had a mistress as well as his wife. He had her hauled up in a secret room of his mansion. Now, this room was room 29, according to legend. She had a butler and a maid to bring her food and tidy up after her, and Robert would come to her at night for their illicit rendezvous.
Okay. Is his mistress going to become the cookie ghost? I would have thought it was like the original entrepreneur father who became the cookie ghost.
Eventually, his interest in the woman started to wane, and she could no longer stand being held prisoner waiting for him to come. She hung herself using her bedsheets, and her body was secretly removed and buried in Queen's Park. Legend has it, her spirit stayed in room 29, and if anyone finds themselves alone in the room at night, the door swings shut and
she runs in and gives you a cookie. No, what does she do?
Locks itself and you can't get out, just like she couldn't get out when Robert left her. They say that you...
It's pretty scary. Like, sad, too. She hung herself. Like, if you go into room 29, she might lock you in. And then, is that it? Like, you just need to, like, climb out the window? Or does she throw cookies at you? Or is that it?
You will be stuck there until the morning. Coming into number...
Oh, you'll be stuck there till the morning. That's kind of a minor inconvenience. So, you know, as far as urban legends go, that's not too bad of a penalty. You're stuck there for a few hours, okay?
Number 3, we have the Ghoul of Gibraltar Point Lighthouse.
Oh, there's got to be a lighthouse. If there's urban legends, a lighthouse. Okay, good.
I love this lighthouse on the island. The Toronto Island is pretty much my favorite thing about the entire city, and Danny and I went with a bunch of our friends recently and he badly sunburnt his nose, so the legends about needing sun lotion when you're a pale white Irishman are true. Are the legends of the Gibraltar Point Lighthouse true, though?
Ooh.
The lighthouse on the island is one of the oldest buildings in Toronto and the second oldest lighthouse in all of Canada. It would...
Oh, I didn't even know about this. Like, this is actually a lighthouse in Toronto, on Toronto Island. That's the second oldest in Canada. That's pretty cool.
It was built in 1808 and guided ships into the Toronto Harbour on Lake Ontario.
Right.
The story goes that a lighthouse watchman was murdered there, and his ghost still haunts the tower to this day. The first keeper, Raid Muller, disappeared in January 1815, with local legends saying that he was murdered by sailors who cut up his body and buried it all around the island. Later,
All right, we got a classic haunted lighthouse on our hands.
lighthouse keeper George Dernan was said to have dug up his jawbone. The lost spirit of Raid Muller is said to roam the island, but is most commonly haunting the tower. Coming into number 2,
Okay.
we have the
All right, that's a good one. That's like a classic urban legend. Okay.
urban legend of Tim Hortons spiking their coffee.
Wait, what? What? Wait, where did this come from? Tim Horton? This is just Tim Hortons doing their customers a service, you know? Getting them wake up for work in the morning. What are they spiking the coffee with?
Tim's is a Canadian institution, despite no longer actually being a Canadian-owned company. Everyone I know goes to Tim Hortons pretty regularly, and we all agree that it isn't even the greatest coffee, but something just keeps us coming back.
Okay.
Well, the urban legend has it that good old Tim is spiking his coffee with nicotine to make it more addictive.
Oh, make it more addictive. Huh. I mean, regular coffee is kind of addictive enough, and needing it to kind of wake up, and honestly, you can drink enough coffee where if you stop drinking it, you'll get headaches and stuff, and you gotta, like, detox from coffee. But who would want to even quit coffee, honestly? I don't know. I can't even relate to that, so Tim Horton doesn't need to spike my coffee. I'm just, like, I'm already probably addicted to it. But this is a funny urban legend. Is it a kind of extra true? Because everyone's like, it doesn't even taste that great, but we keep going back. Why? Does this explain it?
Some say that the brew is mixed with the drug. Others say that the cups are sprayed with it so that nothing shows up when the coffee is tested from the source.
Oh,
the
wow.
classic story seems to go that an American hops over the border to the friendly Great White North. They stay with their relatives and adopt their habit of having a Tim's every day. When they get back to the States, they have their blood tested for some kind of routine checkup. And actually, it reveals that there's a significant amount of nicotine in their bloodstream. The urban legend has become so popular that Tim Hortons even released a statement to say there is in fact nothing added to our coffee.
This is prevalent enough of an urban legend. Tim Hortons actually, like, made an official reply to it? That almost feels like, why doth protest so much, Tim Hortons? Why even answer if you're not a little worried that people are gonna think it's true? Oh man, I'm this has got me thinking. I am now thinking about this.
We believe that our guests are addicted to consistency. I actually really somewhat doubt that. Tim Hortons coffee is wildly inconsistent. You get a good cup, you can get a bad cup. Either way, our mate Michael McCrudden loves a good Tim Hortons.
That's hilarious. That is a fantastic urban legend. With Tim Hortons coffee. I didn't know that one. That's good.
Finally, coming into number 1, we have one of the most famous Toronto stories ever.
Oh.
We have the legend of the Leaping Lawyer.
Oh.
The Leaping Lawyer of the TD Tower in Toronto's financial district has gone down as something of a morbid legend.
The Leaping Lawyer, good name. Out of a tower? A TD tower? Oh man, did he like jump out and commit suicide or something? What is this?
Little did Gary Hoy know when he plunged to his death from the 24th story of the tower that he would win a slew of posthumous awards and accolades. The legend goes that a crazy banker accidentally fell to his death from the tower whilst playing a practical joke on a group of students and actually...
Oh, it was an accident. He accidentally fell out. When was this, like, supposedly... When did this supposedly happen?
That's pretty accurate. Hoy was a senior partner at Holden Day.
Wait, that was accurate, or is she making a joke?
Shows that a crazy banker accidentally fell to his death from the tower whilst playing a practical joke on a group of students, and actually, that's pretty accurate.
That's accurate? Like, that happened? Is she saying that there's, like, documentation this happened, or... I'm confused.
He was a senior partner at Holden Day Wilson firm, and he loved a good laugh. His party piece was testing the strength of skyscraper windows, and one day when a group of articling students were in the building, he hauled himself at a 24th floor glass window to prove how strong the glass was. The first time he played his party trick, all was well, but the second time, well, he was less fine. He fell to his death as the glass smashed.
What? Did this actually happen? Is this this is a good urban legend, because I don't know if it's true or not.
Great way to go. His death has gone down in history and was even included in the TV series 1000 Ways to Die. That really isn't a way that I'd like to die, to be honest with you.
This actually sounds like this happened. Did this actually happen?
Nonetheless, his legend lives on. Okay, before I go, I just want to read some comments from a recent video.
Okay, well that's it. Wow, what a way to end it. My God, that one might be true. Well, many of these could be true. I don't actually know. There were some pretty cool ones here. The Serpent of Lake Ontario, the Whale Bones, oh, the Casa Loma Ghost, Tunnel Monsters, Old Finch Road. These were really entertaining, actually, and taught me a bit about Toronto, too. So this was by Most Amazing Top 10. And I gotta give that video a like, because I enjoyed it, honestly. I've not really ever heard many urban tales around Canada, certainly not Toronto, and they are fun and also a bit disturbing in a good way, because some of these actually sound like they could be true, which is interesting to think about. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada and Canadian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.